Hi everyone, here is my storybook, The River Garden, From Riverbank to River Science. It is present to very ordinary one of us. It is created by me, Zachary Wang. So let's start. And my name is Zachary, and I'm very glad to introduce you to the river garden, from a riverbank to the river science. The story is inspired by my supervisor during my undergraduate years, a dedicated scientist from the Nanjing Institute of Geography and Limnology, Chinese Academy of Science. She taught me something very powerful. Every ordinary person can be a scientist and make a difference. Zhang Zhang, the little girl in this story, is just like her. As a young girl playing by the Yangtze River, her dreams of understanding and protecting it, as she grows, she turns these dreams into reality. Through her hard work and dedication, Zhang Zhang not only saves her town from flooding, but also achieves her childhood dream of becoming a river scientist. Join me in following Zhang Zhang's journey from a curious child by the riverbanks to brave scientist protects her community. Let her story inspire you to believe in your own abilities and to see that you too can make a significant impact, no matter big or small. Zhang Zhang grows up at the river and loves playing by its side every day, watching the mighty Yangtze River flow. The flowing water, the flowers, the grass, the little animals like frog and fish are all her friends. Unlike other kids who play different games, Zhang Zhang has been fascinated by rivers since she was very young. While other children play and frolic, Zhang Zhang gazes at the water. She observes the tides rise and fall year after year, day after day. In 1998, a great flood from the Yangtze River destroys the village where Zhang Zhang lives. She watches her friends lose their homes and witness the frightening power of the river when it floods, which inspires her to do something to prevent such a disaster from happening again, even though this is difficult for Zhang Zhang, a little girl. After the flood, the scene of the river flooding leaves a deep impression on Zhang Zhang. She decides to learn more about the rivers to understand them better. She aims to become a river scientist, therefore she begins to study hard. At 18-year-old, Zhang Zhang is admitted to a top university in China, known for its river and hydrology researches. She leaves her hometown and studies there, stepping forward towards her dream of being a river scientist. There in the university, she studies day and day, often forgetting to eat. While her classmates play or sleep, she's learning. She always keeps her dreams in mind of being a river scientist, learning as much as she can. Zhang Zhang enjoyed many interesting courses at university, like swimming and conducting experiments in the lab. Swimming and experimenting are necessary skills for river researchers. All these activities make her happy and move her further on her way to her dream. While some courses are challenging, like venturing into dark caves to collect data to collect water sample and solving complex math problems. Each task is difficult for Zhang Zhang, even though it's challenging. But she knows there are very crucial steps towards achieving her dreams of becoming a river scientist, right? After graduating, Zhang Zhang pursues a PhD degree in hydrology and river studies at the University of Chinese Academy of Sciences. Their life is much busier. She studied late into night, conducting data analysis, and write papers every day, believing her research will help in the fight between human and floods. During her PhD, Zhang Zhang is pregnant but continues to pursue her dream, bravely collecting water samples from the Taihu Lake, even with a big belly. Although it is tough, but she believes her dream deserves her effort. So research life is tough. Her research is widely recognized and appreciated by peers and academic meetings. She and her research findings are becoming well known in the field of hydrology and river studies. In the summer of 2016, as storms and heavy rain strike, the water level rises drastically, and the towns face the threat of flooding. Zhang Zhang is designated as the advisor for flood management, using all her knowledge and research findings to resist the flood. Under Zhang Zhang's professional guidance, the river calms and the water becomes peaceful once more. The townfolk, relieved and happy, smile cheerfully, grateful for the safety and the normalness restored to their lives. Zhang Zhang not only saved the town, but also fulfills a promise to her younger self. After the crisis, a reporter interviews Zhang Zhang, expressing some respect. Amazingly, you saved the town. With calm and humility, Zhang Zhang responds, I just did what I can do. Everyone can become me. I'm a student, I'm a researcher, I'm a child. So this is me, the author. And I was one of the students supervised by Zhang Zhang, aspiring to be a hydraulic person, but ending up in the educational field by accident. Now I'm in the University of Hong Kong as a master student. What I want is not just assignment or a simple picture book. I want more and more children to know. Yeah, even you and I can leave some mark on the world, proving that you have been to the world. You and I are ordinary people, but we can still make a difference. As we close the book, I hope you feel inspired by Zhang Zhang's story. Her journey from a young girl fascinated by the flowing water and of the Yangtze River to a dedicated scientist who saves her town reminds us of the power of ordinary individuals driven by extraordinary dreams. This book was written to encourage each of you to look inside yourself and discover your own potential to bring about positive changes. Zhang Zhang was once just a girl who loved the river, and she grew up to protect it. What are the things that you love? What are the dreams that stir your heart? I invite you to start thinking about how you, like Zhang Zhang, can follow your passion and make a positive mark on the world, no matter how small it might seem at the beginning. Thank you. Hope you like it. As the author of this book, I'd like to introduce this book briefly to every one of you. And in the beginning of creating it, there is a very long time I am surfing with which topic to choose. At the beginning, I want to choose a person who is very extraordinary, who have wonderful fruits in his or her field, which can tell story. Oh, this is a scientist. This is the life of a scientist. But soon I realized most of the people are ordinary people. We are very common, and there is not significant difference in the between you and me when it comes to the intelligence. So I think to better inspire students to recognize it is possible to become a scientist or a STEM person, I think I'd better choose the ordinary people around me. So I choose the supervisor during my undergraduate years, the Zhang Zhang, the prototype of the main characteristic in the book in this story. I think her experience of being a river scientist is very common. She was inspired by a very simple dreams when she was young. After the flooding of 1998, she was shocked by the great power of the flood. So she began to do something, and this is one of the main reasons of when she choosing her major after college. So taking it into consideration, she chose the hydrology and river science in her university, and she continues to be a river scientist and finished her PhD degree with the encourage of her initial dream. So I think just like you and me, everyone can have a dream. This dream can be very easy. This dream can be inspired by some little events in our daily life, but it doesn't matter. What I want to express from this topic is you and I are ordinary, but we can still make a difference to this world, and we can still be a so-called scientist, which sounds very challenging. So I think the target group of this book is children, or the kindergarten children, or the primary school children, who are at the initial stage of establishing their own identity. So what I am, what I will be, this is a key question in their stage. So aims at telling them it is possible for them to become a scientist. Apart from this, I think this book can also face to the adults. Some adults like you and me, especially the graduates after undergraduate or master, they may not know which direction to follow, which direction to engage in. So someone may choose to establish their family, to have a baby, to get married. But there's still another path. It's just to follow your dream. Just like Zhang, my supervisor, after her master period at the Yanqing University, she was pregnant. So she was very confused at that time. However, the dream of becoming a river scientist inspires her to be a river scientist and keep her on the path to her dream. Now, the adults like you and me are at the similar age of my supervisor when she was pregnant. So I think if the people who have the similar age as you and me and Zhang, it can remind them of their initial dreams of becoming a scientist, become a writer, become a director, becoming a policeman or policewoman. I think, in a nutshell, primary school students, kindergarten school students, or the adults like you and me, they are also target scope, target person, target people of this book. So I hope you can like it. I just want the user can use this book as a motivation to motivate them to engage in their initial dream. When they feel confused on which direction to follow, what they will be, what they will do after graduation. So this is my wish.